When fans talk about the most powerful beings in Overlord, a few names immediately come to mind. Ainz Ooal Gown, Rubido, the Dragon Lords, perhaps even the ancient players from Yggdrasil. But there is one figure who remains shrouded in mystery to this day. An entity so important that he may have changed the fate of the entire New World. The Dragon Emperor. And there is one question that has fascinated fans for years. Did he truly die? Or is he still alive, watching events unfold from the shadows? To answer that question, we need to travel thousands of years into the past. Long before Ainz arrived. Long before the current kingdoms were founded. Long before most of the events known to the inhabitants of the New World. Back then, the true rulers of the world were the Dragon Lords. Beings capable of using wild magic. A form of magic so powerful that it existed long before the arrival of Yggdrasil Players. And among all of them, one figure stood above the rest. The Dragon Emperor. Although information about him is extremely limited, numerous clues suggest that he occupied a position even higher than the most powerful Dragon Lords. But his legacy is not defined by power alone. It is connected to the single most important event in the history of the New World. The arrival of Yggdrasil items and players. According to one of the most widely accepted theories among fans, supported by various hints throughout the light novels, it was the Dragon Emperor himself who caused this phenomenon. Many believe he attempted to bring incredibly powerful artifacts into his world. The world items. Objects capable of altering the very rules of reality. But something went wrong. Or perhaps it worked too well. Because the world items did not arrive alone. Along with them came players, guilds, NPCs, technology, magic systems, and knowledge that completely transformed the New World. If this theory is correct, then the Dragon Emperor would be indirectly responsible for nearly every major event that shaped the modern history of Overlord. But what happened to him afterward? And this is where the mystery truly begins. Curiously, no known source clearly confirms his death. In a series as detailed as Overlord, that is unusual. Important characters typically receive clear explanations regarding their fate. With the Dragon Emperor, the exact opposite happens. There are references to his past, his power, his influence, but almost nothing about his end. This absence of information has given rise to countless theories. One of the most popular suggests that he died long ago. Perhaps as a consequence of the ritual that brought the world items. Perhaps during conflicts with other Dragon Lords. Or even due to the consequences of using wild magic itself. This theory certainly makes sense. After all, thousands of years have passed since that era. Even by draconic standards, that is an immense span of time. But there is another side to the debate. Dragon Lords are not ordinary creatures. Especially those connected to wild magic. Several of them possess abilities that challenge conventional concepts of life and death. Furthermore, Overlord has already introduced characters who have survived for extraordinarily long periods. For that reason, the passage of time alone cannot be considered definitive proof. Another interesting detail involves the Platinum Dragon Lord, one of the most powerful beings still active in the New World. At several points, he demonstrates unusual knowledge regarding ancient events. Knowledge that appears directly connected to the legacy of the Dragon Emperor. This has led many fans to speculate that important information is still being deliberately concealed. And perhaps there is a reason for that. Because if the Dragon Emperor is still alive, the implications would be enormous. First, he would likely possess deep knowledge about the world items. Second, he would understand the true origins of the players. Third, he could represent a threat comparable to, or even greater than, most of the powerful forces currently known. And that includes many of the strongest characters introduced in the series. But there is an even more intriguing question. How would he react to the existence of Ainz? If he truly was responsible for bringing players into the New World, then Ainz is, in a sense, a direct consequence of his actions. A meeting between the two could reveal secrets that have remained hidden since the very beginning of the story. Secrets about Yggdrasil, about the world items, about the Dragon Lords, and about the true history of the New World itself. On the other hand, there is also the possibility that his absence is intentional. Perhaps the author is preserving the mystery because the Dragon Emperor will never return to the narrative. In that scenario, his role would be to explain ancient events and serve as a foundational element of the world's lore. Yet even then, the fact that his death has never been confirmed continues to fuel discussion among fans. Because in Overlord, major characters rarely disappear without answers. Especially when they are directly connected to some of the greatest mysteries in the series. So, is the Dragon Emperor still alive? At the moment, there is no definitive answer. The light novels have never confirmed his death, but they have also never provided concrete proof that he survived. What we have instead are clues, theories, fragments of information scattered throughout the story, and a massive gap surrounding one of the most important figures in the entire Overlord universe. Perhaps he died thousands of years ago. Perhaps he is still watching over the world he helped transform. Or perhaps his true story is far different from anything fans have imagined. And what do you think? Do you believe the Dragon Emperor is still alive? Or do you think he disappeared long ago? Share your theory in the comments. And subscribe to the channel, because there are still many mysteries in Overlord that could completely change the way we understand the new world.